What's up, guys? Hockey Dude 1940 here. We are back with another episode of our New York Islanders BGM mode series in NHL 15. And in this episode, we are going to be headed into the Eastern Conference Finals with the New York Islanders. So we are going to be going up against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And in the last episode, we defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins in 5 games once again. So pretty easy ride to the final, or the Eastern Final at least. So let's jump right into this. We're going to check out their team. View lines. I'd assume their first line, JVR, Kadri, and Kessel is still going to be there. Alright. Yeah, first line, James Van Riemsdyk, 87 power forward, Nazem Kadri, 88 playmaker, and Phil Kessel, 91 sniper. So that first line is just absolutely deadly. I mean, Kadri and Kessel, Kessel with a 91 sniper. I mean, I've seen like 86 snipers. You know, we have some 86 snipers that are getting it done, and they have a 91 snipers. That's just amazing. And then JVR, 87 power forward. He can put up points. Second line, Joffrey Lupul, 84 sniper. Tyler Bozak, 87 two-way forward, and David Clarkson, 83 grinder. Lupul looks like he's getting a little bit older. He's dropped to an 84. Clarkson's only an 83. Clarkson's more of a third liner. Bozak's pretty good there. Lupul, he could play the second line. Not the greatest second line. Ours is definitely better. Second line, Levo, 80 overall. Patrick, I can never remember which one's which. But Holland, 81 playmaker, and Richard Panik, 84 sniper. I'm not sure why they don't have Panik and Clarkson switched, but I'm not going to argue. Not the greatest third line. I don't like how they have a sniper and a playmaker in the third line, but who knows? It's worked for them so far. They're in the Eastern Final. They won the President's Trophy, so can't really argue with it. And then the fourth line, Troy Bodie, Frederick Gauthier, who looks like he's finally getting better for them, and Carter Ashton. That is a pretty good fourth line. Alright, and then defensively, Morgan Riley, 92 overall, offensive defenseman. Jake Gardner, 85 two-way defenseman. Dion Phaneuf, 84 two-way defenseman. Cody Franson, 83 offensive defenseman. Matt Finn and Stuart Percy. So overall-wise, we have, 3 defensemen that are better than their second-best defenseman. So, overall-wise, we're better, but they have that amazing top 2 defenseman. We have top 2 defensemen, but they have Morgan Riley, who's just a superstar defenseman. So, Ekblad could grow into a superstar defenseman, but right now, Morgan Riley, he's going to put up a lot of points with those top liners for sure. And then in the net, 86 overall, Jonathan Bernier, and then in the backup, 85 Reimer. So they still have those 2 goaltenders. If I were them, I'd trade one of them for another forward, but, again, can't argue with them. They've made it this far. But we beat them last year. I think we can beat them again. So let's see if we can. They got 10 more wins than us in the regular, 9 more wins than us in the regular season. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Game 1 at the Air Canada Center. First period. Ooh, that is not how we wanted to start. Morgan Riley power play goal, slap shot from the middle there, the slot, and then Frederick Gauthier in their fourth line got a wrister right at the hash marks there. Second period, can we get back in this game? It's not over yet. Oh, no, they scored another 2. They're 2 centers, Kadri and Bozak. Third period. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Man, look at that. We actually made it really close. We made it 4-3 at one point. Wow, we scored 3 in the first 10 minutes as well. I just wanted to quick sim it just because I didn't expect us to come back. We actually made it a 1-goal game 10 minutes in. We just couldn't get one in the last 10 minutes. Tavares got 2 and Strome got 1. Kessel got the empty netter. So we gave up 4. We got 3 goals. I don't really count the empty netters. We had a pretty bad start to the game, but we didn't finish bad. We still scored 3 goals. It was just we gave up 4. So yeah, those 2 bad periods at the start really hurt us. I'm not going to make any line changes because we still scored. But I'm going to make one change. I don't want to wait until it's too late to make this change. I'm going to do it. Defense, I'm going to take out Travis Hamonic. And I'm going to go with the veteran. This is going to be his last year with the New York Islanders, so we'll make it enjoyable for him. We'll make it competitive. Johnny Boychuk, get in the lineup. There you go. Let's put him on the penalty kill as well. Yes, there you go, Johnny. 3-man penalty kill. He's back in the lineup. He's going to be a little rusty. He hasn't played all year, but you know, his last appearance in an Islander jersey, you know, possibly his last career playoff series. You know, you should get some time. You should definitely get some playing time. He's earned it. He's had some great seasons here with the Islanders. He helped us become, you know, what we are. You know, he helped guys like Ekblad and Kapitanov and all those guys. He taught them and made them better. So, you know, he helped Oliver Ekman-Larsson have some of the best years of his career. Alright, so Game 2. We definitely need to get back into the series. We cannot fall down 2-0. We can't fall down 2-0 against this team. So let's see. Game 2. First period. Ooh, okay. It's only 1-0, and it was Phil Kessel on the power play. You can't blame Gibson or anybody for that. Although he did score from a really interesting spot back there. But yeah, the shots are even. We're still in this game. Come on, boys. Second period. Oh, James Van Riemsdyk on the power play. Come on, penalty kill. Oh, man. All right. We scored 3 in the third period last game. Can we get another 3 in this one to win it? Come on. Come on, boys. We're not out of this. We're piling on the shots in this period. Oh, no. And they get another empty netter. Frederick Gauthier. We get shut out in that game. And we fall down 2-0 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Man, this team is just overpowered. I mean, Jesus, why can't they play like this in real life? I mean, their top 2 centers are just dominant. Kessel and JVR are just amazing goal scorers, and Morgan Riley is just manning that point. And Bernier is just shutting the door, so. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know what to do. You know, we were able to get through the first 2 series without goal scoring, and now against this team we really need to score goals, and we're just not doing it. You know what? Switch these 2. Oh, oops, not those 2. You know what? Wayne Simmons. He's been here a long time, but he's never gotten first line time. Let's put him on the first line with Toffoli and no. I'm gonna give Barkov the first line time. There you go. And then Toffoli and Goudreau in the second line. There we go. The third line. No, there's no sense in making changes to those lines. But now, you know what? I'm putting the 2 offensive defensemen on the first line. We need goals, and we need them right now. So I'm going to put these 2 guys in the top line. Power play, Ekman-Larsson, Kulika. I'll keep the power play the same. But penalty kill, Tavares Zikis. Nah, I don't want to change that. No, there's nothing to change there. I mean, I can't just make a change just because we've given up a couple power play goals. You know, if I have the best overall players out there, then I have them out there. You know, changing to a lower overall just because it's not working isn't going to help. Alright, if we can get a win here, that's huge. You know, this is the point in the season where we really just need to turn it on and start to play well. Because, you know, you can argue throughout the playoffs we have not played very well. You know, we've played pretty well defensively, but offensively we have not gotten enough goals at all in any series, and we've made it this far. So our defense is what's gotten us here. Now, John Tavares really needs to take that offense and lead them to victory. We need some goals. Let's score some goals in this game, shall we? At home, at the Coliseum, give the fans something to cheer for. First period. Ooh, alright, we scored some goals. Wayne Simmons, look at that, 2 power play goals. He's enjoying the first line time. Richard Panik and Tyler Bozak got the goals for them. But as long as we got goals, we're out shooting them, we're out playing them. Come on, boys, second period. Oh, man, we gave up one to Cody Franzen, power play goal. Alright, we're not out of this yet, boys. It's only a 1-goal game. Come on, ×8 simulation. Oh, my God, Morgan Riley in the power play. Oh, Johnny Goudreau, Johnny Hockey got one right back. Come on, boys. Somebody. We lose. We go down 3-0. There's nothing I can say. It's just that they're the better team. You know, you can't say our team isn't... Well, you can say our team isn't good enough. You can't say our team is not good or our team is not playing well. We got 40 shots on goal. We scored 3 goals. It's just that their team is just too good. I never thought I'd say this in my life, but the Toronto Maple Leafs are just destined to make it to the Cup and win it this year. You know, they've won the President's Trophy the last couple of years now. They have a stacked offense. They have, you know, the amazing top two defensemen, and they have a good goaltender in Jonathan Bernier. They're just destined to win the Cup this year. And when a team is doing this well and they're on this much of a hot streak, there's just no stopping them. You know, this just, it's their year. It's just not our year. That's all there is to say. You know, we have a good team. Oh, look at that, Messier. we have a lot to look forward to in the future, but this is the Toronto Maple Leafs season. You know, guys like Phaneuf and Lupul and Kessel and all those guys are getting older. You know, this is their last chance, and they're proving their worth here. You know, they're making a final push. You know, in a couple of years, we're going to be at the top, and they're not going to. You know, their best players will retire, and you know, then it's going to be our turn. But this year, it's the Toronto Maple Leafs' time to shine, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to take it away from them. But let's give our fans something to cheer for. Let's win a game on home ice in the Eastern Conference Final. Let's give them that, at least. One win, that's all I want. First period. There it is. All right, Cal Clutterbuck got a goal in the fourth line. All right, second period. Ooh, okay. We have the lead here. All right, Kadri got one back, and Tyler Toffoli risks it by Bernier to make it 2-1. All right, times 8 simulation. Can we keep the lead? Oh, no. Frederick Gauthier with a minute left. Are you kidding me? Overtime. Come on. Yes. All right. Wayne Simmons on the power play scores the winner in double overtime. The Islander fans are going crazy. Now, you know what? You know what? Look at how good Gibson did in that game. He made 47 saves on 49 shots. He played outstanding. Gibson does not want to count us out in this series just yet. Now, I'm not going to say it. You know, I'm not expecting us to come back and win the series, but, you know, it's, you know, you can say this was a one-goal game, this was a one-goal game, and this was a one-goal game but a win. You know, it's been close. You know, it's not like they've dominated us 6-2 every single game, but, you know, if the next 3 games are all one-goal games, they're bound to win one of them. That's all I'm saying. All right. Again, not expecting us to win. We got the one win on home ice that I wanted. I'm not going to be disappointed if we lose this game and lose the series. I'm not. First period. Ooh, all right. We go down 2-1. Frederick Gauthier, who's just been amazing in this series, gets another goal. Morgan Riley got one on the power play. He's just been lighting it up on the power play in this series. Matt Bolesky. So the fourth liners the past 2 games have scored the first period goals. Second period. Ooh, we tied it up. All right, Johnny T on the power play, the captain. All right. Third period. Let's see what happens. Cody Franzen scores a goal. And then David Clarkson right back. And yep. And that's going to do it. Dion Phaneuf, the captain, with the empty netter. And the Toronto Maple Leafs are headed to the Stanley Cup Final, as they deserve to. You know, they won the President's Trophy. They're the best team in the NHL right now. You know, I don't think there's anything stopping them. If they lose to the Ducks or the Blues, I'm going to be very surprised. You know, they're just a very poised team this year. You know, they have it. You know, they got goals from their fourth liners, from all of their defensemen pretty much. Third liners, second liners, first line, everybody stepped up for them. Every single line was just going full force. And yeah, they definitely deserved it. So it looks like between the Blues and the Ducks. All right, so Game 5 right now is going on between the Western teams. Western Finals Game 6, all right. Let's see on the bottom if we can see who moves on. I'm happy with the year. I feel that your performance during the season and the playoffs has helped to raise the profile of the New York Islanders. I wanted you to hear it firsthand from me. Good job. Yeah, I still think it was a good year. You know, it sucks that we didn't make it back to the final like we wanted to, but goes to tonight between the Maple Leafs. All right, so it looks like the Anaheim Ducks made it to the final. They beat the St. Louis Blues. Looks like in 6 games. So it's going to be the Maple Leafs and the Ducks in the final. Let's just check out the player stats for the last game. What am I doing? Stat Central. Alright, so we have decisions to make. That's for sure. Now, we have guys that I think can be dealt. Now, you know, the last 2 years, you know, you can argue we had a Stanley Cup final appearance and an Eastern final appearance. But we have a lot of players that did not step up for us this year that if they did step up, maybe it would have been different. You know, Johnny Gaudreau, only 9 points in 17 games. You know, he has a huge shot. You know, he has 60 points. He's pretty consistent for us. But, you know, only 84 defensive awareness, you know, 73 for shot blocking, 79 for stick checking. Not the greatest. He's a beast offensively. But for as good as he is offensively, you know, 5-star shooting and 5-star puck skills and 95 offensive awareness, honestly, I expect more than 60 points. I expect, you know, 75 to 80 points from Gaudreau, especially playing with, what's his name, Tavares, or even with Strome. Wayne Simmons I have no problem with. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson has trailed off the last few years. I'm not going to get rid of Ekman-Larsson. There's no reason to. But, you know, just looking at his point totals, they have gone down each and every season, even in the playoffs. But one player that I have in mind, and I'm sure you guys do too, is a player that we traded for years ago, and that is Alexander Barkov. He's 87 overall playmaker. He's still only 22 years old, so he can get better. But, you know, to me, Barkov is playing like I've seen players in the past, guys like Evander Kane, and, what's another big one? Evander Kane, Jordan Eberle a little bit. I know there was one big player, Jeff Skinner. Jeff Skinner especially. There are just these types of players in GM mode offensively that I've had, you know, first-line players that look very nice on paper, but they just, for whatever reason, the simulation, they don't get points. And Alexander Barkov just has not put up points this year. You know, 86 offensive awareness isn't the greatest, but it's not the worst. He has great puck skills, great shooting category. You know, I'd expect a lot more from Barkov. You know, you look at his stats, I mean, the past few years, 60 points, 2 straight 70-point seasons. I mean, these were 2 fantastic seasons for a fantastic Finn. But then this year, I mean, 50 points. Again, our entire team did not play well. You know, I'm not singling out Barkov, but, you know, he's one of the players that really didn't step up for us. Kapitanov is going to get better in the future. Johnny Boychuk is another guy that we can trade. He was a -1 in the 4 games that he played. Only 3 shots on goal. Yeah, only 2 hits. Yeah, so you can definitely tell he was a little rusty coming into those games, but you know, it's nothing he could have done. And then goaltender, yeah, it went up a little bit. 2.01 goals against average, 9.7-1 record, 93.12 save percentage, but still, it was better than past years. You know, as far as save percentage and goals against average, it was his best year. A very good year for John Gibson once again. All right, so those are the stats. As far as the draft, really the only 2 players I plan on trading or really the only one is Johnny Boychuk. You know, even if I can't get anything for him other than, you know, a 3rd or 4th round pick, just to unload the salary cap, because I know I'm not going to use him next year, and I need all the salary I can get right now. If we can keep Kulikov, I would love to, but, you know, he's a big contract. He's a very, very big contract to have, you know. Let's just look at contracts, actually. Contracts. Because we gave Kulikov a lot of money. Yeah, he's currently making the most money on the team. He's making 7.75. Now, we have him for 1 more year, so we could keep him. But the thing is with Kulikov, I think, you know, even though we had a pretty good year defensively, and Kulikov, I think, was a big reason for that, I think his defensive awareness actually dropped. It's at 87 right now. I'm pretty sure it was like at 88 or 89 at the beginning of the season. So that actually dropped. I'm pretty sure his offensive awareness might actually drop as well. So I think he's actually gotten a little bit worse somehow. And Kulikov at 89 overall, 27 years old, I think we can get a very, you know, good draft pick. You know, top 10 pick for a guy like Kulikov, I think. So if we can do that, I would not mind doing it. You know, I don't necessarily want to go for a rebuild because that's pointless at this point. But, you know, especially because guys like Simmons, 29, Tavares, 27, you know, all these guys are between the ages of like 22 and 27. So, you know, going for an 18-year-old at this point, you know, if it takes him 6 years to get better, you know, you're talking at that point Simmons is going to be 35. So, you know, I don't necessarily want to go for a rebuild, but getting a top 10 draft pick even at this stage isn't the worst thing, especially if it's 4.5 star, really good player. Yeah, that could really help us in the future. So let's just simulate up to the draft. We'll check out the awards and the retirements, and in the next video we will head into the draft and the re-sign stage. So let's see who wins the Stanley Cup, whether it's going to be the Ducks or the Maple Leafs. I'm counting on the Maple Leafs to win it because I talked them up. I said they were the best team in the NHL, and this was destined to be their year. So if the Ducks win it now, then it's kind of a disappointment for us that we did not get beat by the best team in the league. But we'll see. Can Ryan Getzlaf and Corey Perry get one last cup with Anaheim? Or maybe not one last. It's only 2018. They still got some years left. Yeah, definitely. They would only be like 30 years old at that point. Yeah, they still got plenty of years left. What am I saying? They still have till like 2024 or something. There you go. The Toronto Maple Leafs are your Stanley Cup champions, and the Norfolk Admirals are your Calder Cup champions. Alright, so the Toronto Maple Leafs, like I said, it was their year. They just had it. They have the chemistry, they have the offense, defense, and they have just a good enough goaltender to win them the Stanley Cup, and they did exactly that. But yeah, it looks like we have $8.5 million in cap. Now, I don't remember exactly how many players we have coming up. I will check on that, actually. But it's going to come down to whether I want to keep Kulikov or not. It doesn't matter if we can't sign other guys. If we don't have enough money to sign all of the restricted or unrestricted free agents that we have, then I'm going to have to trade Kulikov regardless. Do you want to play the game? No. Remember, Kulikov, when we signed him, our plan was to use him, try to win the Stanley Cup, and if not, or even if we did or didn't, trade him at the draft for a good pick, and I still want to go through with that plan. Alright, so retirements. Let's just go and see any big names. Pavel Datsyuk retired a Blackhawk. That's interesting. He got over 1,000 points. He got exactly 700 assists, so good. Very good career for Pavel Datsyuk. Definitely a Hall of Famer. Jason Spezza retired. He played over 1,000 games, almost got 1,000 points. The Dallas Stars. Alright, Justin Williams, Mr. Game 7, retired a King. John Scott, no, he retired an LA King. Plekanec retired with over 1,000 games, same for Radim Vrbata. Alright, Kevin Klein, Ryan Malone, Franz and Kunitz retired. Paul Martin, Coma, wow, so the Penguins, what did I say? They had the two superstars, but they didn't have the depth. They just lost a second liner, a fourth liner, and a third line defenseman, so now they're hurting even more. Joe Thornton retired. Wow, 1,500 points in 1,500 games, pretty much. Over 1,000 assists. Jesus. Joe Thornton, what a beast. Alright, and that is it. Alright, and then goaltenders. Curtis McElhinney, Dan Ellis, Drew McIntyre, Ryan Miller retired. About 360 wins, 40 career shutouts, over 700 games played in his career. Alright. I highly recommend you update your trade block. Alright. Actually, I could do that. Hold on. Let's check out the GM tracker first. Can we edit any of this? No, we can't. So let's look at, what was it? Yeah, GM options, contracts. I want to see which players we have coming up this season. It's this, right? Or it's this. No, it's this then. Yeah. Alright, or do we have 28? Yeah, we're going to have 28 million. Alright, at this point. So we're going to have Gordon, Clutterbuck. Gordon might retire. I don't know. Or no, what am I saying? We just went through retirements. Idiot. I want to bring Gordon and Clutterbuck back. Donovan, no. But John Tavares, that's a big one. Tavares is going to want, $10 million. I mean, I could be able to get him for maybe $8 million or $9 million. But he's going to want a lot. So let's just say $9 million for Tavares. Cizikas, 84. Yeah, what did I say? He was going to get better, but that's only because, worse. But that's only because he was on the third line, listed as a second liner. I'd say maybe 3.5. So you're at like 12.5. Nelson maybe 3. So you're at like 15.5. Toffoli, maybe 5.5, so you're at like 19-ish. Kapitanov, you're maybe 3. Alright, so you're like 22. Ekblad would want like 7, so you're like 29. Yeah, see that? Already over. And Davis, yeah, so we would barely be at the cap, and then we wouldn't be able to sign any free agents. So maybe, just maybe, we'd be able to get it done. But I think the best option would be to just trade Kulikov for a good draft pick. Or trade him for a good young player. That wouldn't be a bad option either. You guys can definitely put your input in the comments. Can I not edit my trade block? It asked me to. Trade. Oh no, I saw it. Never mind. There it is. Our trade block. Get rid of this. Surplus. No, I'm not getting rid of any of those picks. I don't even think I have any picks. Trade them all. Get rid of those. Close and block over that. Put on Dmitry Kulikov. And, where is he? Kulikov. And, let's put on... Yeah, he's listed as a top 2 defenseman. We should be able to get a lot for him. And, Johnny Boychuk is way up here. And Johnny Boychuk. There you go. Yeah, look at his trade value. It's very high. It's very high. Actually, let me just see. Do we have any picks this year? What's the year? 2018, I think I said. It's not letting me trade any picks. Oh, no, they're up. I forgot. Yeah, they're way up here. 2018. Yeah, we don't have any picks in the first 3 rounds. So yeah, it definitely would be a good idea to trade for some draft picks. So those are the 2 players to put on the block. Once, I will say a forward between the ages of 17 and 26. Potential medium. I would just say that, and same for defense. 17 and 26. Medium. Alright, no, it doesn't matter if I put medium because I didn't put a... Yeah, we'll just do that, whatever. Because it doesn't matter. Then current pick, yeah, I'll take any picks in the first 3 rounds. So there you go. So we edited the trade block. Would you like to commit changes? Yes. Alright, so that is going to do for this episode. And in the next episode, we will head into the draft and the re-sign stage with the New York Islanders. So yeah, I will see you guys there.